Om Shanti, are you all happy? Today we are going to discuss about promise. So, in our past life, we might have given promises to anybody, and we might be trapped by that promise because sometimes we may want to get rid of it because the things don't no longer go the way we want it to. So we may feel sorry that we shouldn't have promised, we shouldn't have given our word in the first place. So how to escape that? Because even in Mahabharata, this is portrayed as Bhishma and Karna. Bhishma Pitamaha, he he promised his father that he would never get married, so that he will never be the competition for the throne. So actually, he gives this promise to the girl, the father of the girl whom his father wants to marry. But you should see the amount of risk he is taking because she hasn't got married yet, and first she has to get married, and nobody knows whether she will deliver a child. If she does, nobody knows if it's going to be a male child. Even if it is going to be a male child, nobody knows if it is going to be healthy enough to reach the age to be the king. Even if it does, there is no guarantee that he is worth that post. So he's taking so much risk because he wants to show his love for his father. So that love or affection has made him to give this promise, because of which he has been suffering all along his life. In the end, he knows very well that he is doing totally against the wish of Hastinapur. He knows that truth is only on Pandava's side and not on Gaura's side. But due to the promise he gave 2 generations back, he is still committed to fight for Kauravas. So that is actually what we have been undergoing daily. So failed marriages, they're still stuck to the marriage because they are bonded by the promise. Sometimes when people fall in love with each other, they give promise initially, just at first sight, they give the promise they'll do anything for that. But during the stage of love itself, they may recognize the negativity of each other, but still, since they are committed to their promise, they get married and things get much worse. So they have to suffer all their life. So this is also being portrayed in the life of Karna. Karna was helped by Duryodhan at the right moment when the whole society was uh, making insult on him by calling him as the son of Shudra. So that is when Duryodhan interfered and he made Karan as the king of Ang. So he said in that instant itself he promises that he will even give his life to Duryodhan. So to save that word, throughout his life, he's been suffering. He doesn't like what Duryodhan is doing, but still, since he has given the word, he has to fight for Duryodhan. He has to fight his own brothers for the jealousy of Duryodhan. So even that happens in our life due to false friendship. Many things like that. We might have given promises to anybody like that. Some might have helped us, in the right moment, in the critical moment. We might promise at that point, but later, when we are in a position where they need some illegal help from us, then we are in big trouble. You might be a righteous person, but still, the commitment you had with that person made you to cross the boundary of truth. So we had to be very cautious. How can we do that? How can we avoid giving these promises? Because that itself will solve all the problems. So we are going to see that, and also we are going to see the solution for the promises we have already made. So first let's see how to avoid giving such promises. First we have to understand whatever help we get, that is provided directly by God. Humans are just instruments, because when we leave a body, we are taken safely to the womb of another mother for our next birth. Who is doing that? Right? So God is responsible for that. So whenever somebody helps you, remember it is God who helps through him, because he doesn't have a body. He needs some physical body to help you. That is what he is doing. And another thing is, due to your karmic account, you might have helped him in your previous births. He's just repaying that. Or he may be doing that with some false intention. So you do not know that. Nobody is smart enough to predict everything beforehand. So, rule number one, anything good that happens to you, only God is responsible for that. No human is responsible for that. You can thank him, but don't give him the word. Don't give don't give promises. When you thank him, use do it tactfully, so that you are not bound by the promise. Thank him like, thank God he has used you as the instrument at the right time. I really thank God. I really thank God from the bottom of my heart for giving me such cute friend, such friend to help at the right moment. So in this way, you have actually thanked him, but still you are not bonded to him. You haven't given any promise. Okay. So that is the truth as well. This is not lie. This is the truth. God is beyond every good thing that happens to you. And for every bad thing that happens to you, definitely you are responsible. Because of the karmic account, because of the wrong deeds you performed in your previous birth. We have to settle that. So, if you had already given promise and you are suffering for that, what should you do? And you cannot escape from that, like marriage, something like that. If you have handicapped children, there's no way to escape. But still, it gives you pain. How can I escape that pain? Though you can't escape that situation, though you have to uh, do your duty, but still you have to do it without any complaint, without worry. How do I do that? And you need to understand one thing. First thing, it's law of karma. You have done such a terrible thing in your past, so you're repaying that. And the second thing is, anything that happens is definitely for your good. It might not be evident now, but it is definitely for good. Believe it strongly, 100% sure. Since you know that you are actually responsible for that, that itself, that knowledge itself should give you peace in the first place. And the second thing is, You have to accept it. When you are accepting it instead of opposing it, now the negativity is destroyed. You are accepting it and you are taking all the pain the other person is giving you without any complaint. Actually, you feel very happy because your karmic account is settled. You don't have to worry about settling this account in your next birth. So that is also shown in Mahabharata. Karan knows very well that what Duryodhan is doing is wrong, and he also is doing wrong by joining with him. But still, he doesn't want to die without paying that debt. He has been debted to him through his word, so he wants to repay it. Similarly, we have to repay it. So we have to have that punishment without complaint. If you are uh, having that punishment, but still if you are complaining about that, it is not settled. It will be carried over to the next birth. So you have to first accept it. It's my karmic account. And now there is one more factor that is causing you huge trouble. That's the thought that it is mine. It is I who suffers. It is my duty. God says through Brahma Kumaris, whenever there is a burden, you have to do just one thing. Just remove the I and put you instead. You means God. I'm not responsible for this family. You, God, is responsible for that. Just shift the responsibility on His shoulder and be free. Anyway, if we die, we can look after that family. Death can happen to anybody at any time. So who is going to look after that? God is going to do that. So even when you are alive, realize this truth and be the truth. So when you are alive itself, shift the responsibility to the shoulder of God and be free in your mind. Because He knows. He is responsible for every single soul. He knows what good He should do to each of us. So that's definitely not our responsibility. But still, since he is born to you, since he is married to you, it is your responsibility to look after them. But um, do it as if nurse is looking after a patient. It's a duty to look after the patient, but it's not her responsibility, right? Similarly, it's your duty to look after them, but it's not your responsibility to look after them till death. Just as it's not nurse responsibility to look after him even after he gets discharged from the hospital. So look after them with love, but without attachment, without any personal attachment. So how's that possible? At- Attach yourself emotionally to God. Establish all relationships with only God. God is my mother, God is my father, God is my children, God is my husband. So shift all relationships to God, and He is imperishable and He gives only good. So all you get out of all the relationships with God is pure love, pure happiness, no sad, no nothing negative that you get out of God. So it is intelligent to have all relationships only with God, right? So do that because we are in the end of this time cycle. Now it's hell. So this is the essence of the knowledge given by Brahma Kumaris. The world comprises of a 5,000 year time cycle, out of which the first half is heaven and the second half is hell. The same earth was heaven once, now it is hell, and it will be again converted to heaven. It's more like day and night. So it's a cycle, it repeats. And the specialization of this cycle is it's more accurate. Nothing changes. This 5000 year cycle is called kalpa. So nothing changes kalpa after kalpa. Everything that happens in one kalpa that keeps repeating kalpa after kalpa. That is, if you have watched this video 5000 years back, only then you will be watching this now. And you will be watching this video every 5000 years at this point of time. So it's so accurate. And we are in our last birth of this kalpa. So after the world destruction, we'll be going there. So by we, I say not the body, but the soul that is imperishable, that exists in between our eyebrows, which is why we are keeping bindis here. So this is the soul, and the father of all souls is God. He is also a soul. He is also a point of light. Atma. Soul is Atma. And the father of all souls is God, Supreme Soul, Param Atma. And he is the father of all souls, which is why he is called Param Pita by Christians, or Heavenly Godfather, because he is the one who creates heaven on earth and also gives this knowledge through Brahmakumaris to make us eligible to enter heaven. So, in this last birth, nothing is guaranteed. Anything can happen to anyone at any point of time. So, it is not intelligent to depend on man. Even man changes. Their mind changes. They may be loyal today, they'll be completely a different person in the future. So have faith only on God and not on human beings. So, and for the word you had already given, just fulfill that promise with peace by surrendering the responsibility to God. Don't take that responsibility to yourself. Just do it without any complaint. God will take care of the rest. That's it. So keep these thoughts in mind. And one more thing, to handle every situation very peacefully, you need tons and tons of peace. How do I get that? You can get peace only from the ocean of peace, which is God. So we have to connect our mind to God. How do we do that? First, we have to reconfirm, reassure quite often that we are not this perishable body, but an imperishable soul that shines like a star in between the eyebrows. Just visualize yourself as the star quite often. Then, my Father is also a soul, supreme soul, but he is not inside anybody's body. He is free in his supreme abode. He shines like a star, and this place is golden red in color. So you can visualize him like a star shining in the reddish sky. Just spend much time just thinking about him. Just remember quite frequently, if possible permanently. The more you connect your mind with him, the more peace you derive, the more strength you get to face this situation, to face any adverse situation without losing confidence, without getting affected. You will be happy throughout. So please try it and go to the nearest Brahmakumari center as soon as possible, because that is where this knowledge is available totally free of cost, because it is given directly by our Father, God. And through this knowledge, He gives us heaven, which is filled with peace, love, affection, happiness. So it is our right to claim that, to claim the inheritance. So don't miss it. We get this chance only once in 5,000 years. We get the chance to become the student of God only once in 5,000 years. So never miss this chance. It's absolutely free of cost. Go to the nearest Brahmakumari center. Also, the knowledge given by God through Brahmakumaris is called Murali, and we have a separate channel for that. And it is given both in Tamil and English. So the link is given in the description of this YouTube video. So check that, always listen to that and attend Brahmakumari's classes regularly and be happy and spread this news to all your friends and relatives because this is the biggest gift you can ever give to your loved ones. Om Shanti. Thanks for watching.